Hi everyone, my name is Emily McGuire and I am doing my paper and presentation on increasing opportunities in sport for women of color. Not only did I think that this was going to be a really interesting topic to write about, but I thought it would be really interesting to learn more about the statistics surrounding the opportunities available for young women and girls of color and how that might affect them later on in life as they progress. So what I found really interesting, and one thing that's, I think everyone realizes and can note now, is that there's a huge push for more diversity and more inclusion, not only in sports, but just in general. It was a lot easier to argue for increasing opportunities for young girls, but there are also some counter arguments that go against creating these opportunities, and a lot of it has to do with cost. So some of the counter arguments that I discussed was, there's very large gaps in socioeconomic backgrounds, and that's something that I see personally is a lot of people tend to have this idea of out of sight, out of mind. So a lot of families who might come from a wealthier socioeconomic background might believe that these opportunities are also available to other children, even though they're not. Another argument is who is going to pay for these after-school programs, and having a parent who works in an elementary school, I know that a lot of times after-school programs are some of the first ones to get cut. They really put a large emphasis on the academics, but I feel that after-school programs and sport, music, everything like that are just as important. So I went on to discuss more about how the funding is crucial, and it doesn't have to come from taxpayers themselves, but there's various programs that can be implemented through businesses and grants to help support kids. And I felt that that was incredibly important. There's also some arguments that I found about people from different backgrounds having higher obesity rates, which I found really interesting and I wasn't super aware of. But a lot of Hispanics and people that are African American tend to come from higher obesity rates than people, that come from white families. So that was really interesting to understand. But all of these counter arguments really helped create a larger argument for supporting these programs. When you start talking about obesity rates, because a lot of these families don't have the opportunities to play sport, that also falls into place and kind of snowballs into the reasons why there are higher obesity rates in those groups. Another really important thing to note is women in general, as they grow up, it's really important for them to have support and a role model. And so having them play sport gives them, a sense of confidence, in a time where they need it the most. It also really, really helps get kids out of trouble. The most interesting statistics that I found surrounded the amount of crime that occurs in high school kids and middle school kids, and it's generally within the hour to right after school gets out. So having kids that play sport, even if it's just once or twice a week, it tends to help kids stay out of trouble and progress better in their academics. So there's a lot of really, really great statistics that I found. I really, really enjoyed writing about this topic and learning more about what opportunities are available and how we can better improve them in our own communities. So yeah, that's my paper. Thank you.